Swift is a big deal. Like, that's hard for, like, she's above average. Like, she, you know, and so, like, that's why, like, and showing Adam Sandler at a Knicks game, like, that's not going, like, ooh, okay, oh, it's Adam Sandler. That's not Taylor Swift. So maybe that's why. It's just because she's on such a big scale.
Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, everyone listening. It is Hard Being Human. We are back. I'm Colleen. We've got Carly, Devin, Nadine. We got all the ladies in the house today. Follow us on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, all of it. It's Hard Being Human. Give us a follow. Today, in honor of Super Bowl Sunday, we're going to be talking about our guy, Travis Kelce, and his lovely girlfriend, Taylor Swift, and why she's getting all this hate. Ladies, tell me, why are people hating on Taylor so much? What is going on? What's up with all the hatred? Tell me.
Who wants to start?
No response. Honestly, that's how I feel. It doesn't even make sense.
I've asked a couple friends about how they feel, some male perspective on this situation. My favorite answer has been, he just basically said, I wish people would just appreciate the fact of how much they love each other. And I was just like, that is a well-trained man. He said exactly what the women want to hear. But the most honest answer I got to the root problem of it all is he was saying that men feel like they don't have a space to be men anymore. Like, why does this have to be even a topic? It's just getting annoying. Not that it bothers them. It's just like, it's annoying them too. So, but why do we have to attack the women? I don't know.
I feel like
I get that.
And I feel like she's getting hate because it's intimidating how successful she is for any individual, you know? So I think when someone is that successful, what do? You hate on them, you know, because you can't, instead of being like, wow, and like congratulating them for the hard work, most people go to being negative of like, oh, like whatever, they want to find a reason to pick at her for whatever thing they can, for her supporting her man, going to football games. They're going to pick on her for that, or, you know, one thing or the other.
I agree. I was talking to my boyfriend about this, telling him what we were going to talk about today, and he's like, I mean, I don't care about that kind of stuff. And then he proceeds to go on a rant as to why it's so ridiculous. And I'm like, well, maybe you should honestly join us and give us your opinion. But he made a good point. So, like, for especially the older generation, like, you know, millennials and Gen Z, like, we grew up with Taylor Swift. And so, like, we can at least appreciate, you know, who she is as an artist. But the older generation, I mean, like my dad, like, they're just used to watching dang football, you know? Like, they just want to sit there, watch their football, watch their favorite players. Like, they don't even do the fantasy football. Like, that's even too much for them. So to see Taylor Swift get all this airtime, which I put air quotes because I did read a statistic that it's really only 23 seconds.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not a lot. Maybe you read something like that too. Like,
yeah, it's not that deep. It's a personal thing. It's not that deep. And, you know, at the end of the day, I mean, obviously it is a business, it is an industry, and they're trying to, because if it was any other girlfriend, I'm sure there's a lot more players on the team. They're not taking 15 seconds of their time to highlight everyone's significant other. I'm sure if it wasn't for like marketing, for them to like, you know, figure out a way to make or to sell like more tickets to the NFL, they wouldn't be creating this fictitious, I want to say drama. That's not really a drama.
How much she has made the team? It's like $300 million plus.
Well, and I was gonna say what Nadine was saying exactly is I feel like they're showing her on purpose because now they're getting people who don't care about football, but they're watching, bringing in that money. So they're purposefully showing Taylor Swift, even though she probably doesn't want to be shown. Like, and then,
I mean, it's all propaganda.
Yeah.
Like, I know when Deion Sanders had his whole, like whatever Colorado thing, I remember like watching it with my ex and him making like a big deal about it or whatever. And I'm just like, all this guy is doing is selling shades and getting every star that's not even relevant to football to go out and to be like, oh, Coach Prime is back, blah blah blah, and they're making all this noise. But I'm like, Ray-Ban probably that weekend alone, Ray-Ban probably made like triple times any of its like earnings forever because it was a trend. And people just like blindly follow trends, whether it's hate, whether it's them purchasing stuff. I just feel like at this point has nothing to do with Taylor, has nothing to do with anybody. People are just bored and they're depressed and they're just going after, something to attack. Like what's the new news cycle? Like who do we attack now? Because once more, like I said, I can argue both sides of this all day long, but this girl has done nothing. She's built her platform by herself before this guy, even came into the picture. It's I was telling Devin earlier that it's just one of those situations where you can be great but not too great. You could shine but not too bright. You could be his girl but you can't be his girl. Like there's just it's that window where they won't like let it up. I was telling Devin even yesterday, I was like, this girl went to the Grammys and I think it's like her 4th year at the Grammys and they took the time in their joke to highlight the NFL. It's like, like enough. Like she's here for her, her talent, her accolades. Why are we tying her to a boyfriend? He's not even a husband yet. We don't even know if he's gonna make the cut.
It could be just another song.
He could be just another song. We don't even know. So why is he getting so much like airtime? If anything, I think she makes him great. Respectfully. Last time I checked, he wasn't a billionaire, but that's neither here nor there.
Although I think they're both being very smart because she's really big in, the music world and everything, and he was pretty popular and everything with the NFL. And now they're like intertwining. So like her fans are now interested in him and his fans, like they might hate on her, but they're giving her, the attention. And so they're kind of together like dynamic duo or whatever, where they're like reaching all platforms now. And whether it's negative or positive, they're getting the attention. So like, does it really matter? Like obviously no one wants like that negativity, but at the end of the day, they're getting that attention. You know what I mean? Both sides, like he's gotten enough from her and she has too. You know what I mean?
I think it does matter only because she's, in my opinion, I don't know her personally, she doesn't seem like she's a narcissist. And you can tell, like if it didn't matter to her, her facial expressions wouldn't change, but you can tell her body language changes, and or like if they put her like in a situation and they mention it, like her face changes. Like even at the Grammys, like when he said his joke, a person who's capitalizing on it is gonna smile and be like, that joke just made me $1 million. But a person that's like truly like, really guys, like can you just stop already? She wore that on her face, like, okay, like this is kind of hurting my feelings right now, but if I complain, it's going to be like, okay, this rich girl complaining or whatever. If I stay quiet. So I really think it is bothering her, but, she's thinking in her mind that who cares?
I think if she can get over that situation with Kanye West taking the microphone, remember when he did that, traumatized the poor girl? I think she'll be just fine. And I think it is funny how, and I don't know if you guys see this, but Travis goes to a lot of her concerts. And a lot of people, he gets a lot of airtime or like film time of him being at her concerts, filming videos, singing along, and like everyone is very supportive of that. Like I've never seen anyone ripping on that and being like, why are they making this about Travis? It's like everyone is like, oh my gosh, that is so cute and cool that he's at her concert and knows her songs. Like it should be the same way. And I do honestly get, like guys just want to watch football and whatever, but also think about the young girls that are, young girls that are 6, 7 years old. They're very impressionable. That's the word I'm looking for. And they're learning the game of football. I just saw a couple TikToks, once you watch one, all of the same ones pop up. But so many young girls, I feel like, are learning the actual game. Like this one dad was, asking his daughter, she's watching the Kansas City Chiefs playing, and he's like, what position does Travis Kelce play? And she, I forget what, offensive something, whatever. And then he's rattling off all these questions. She knew the answer to everything. 10 yards for a first down. Like, she knew it all. And to me, like, if that's what's happening from this, everyone should be a fan of that, you know? Like, I think if it's because you just love the game of football and you just want to watch football, you should appreciate how many football fans Taylor Swift really is like turning. It's crazy. It's
I don't
baffling,
know
honestly.
anything
But
about
I don't think
football.
they love football. I think it's they just love to respectfully attack women. It's not the love of football. Like if there was a position where we, clean the sidelines too well, that would be a problem. Like that girl is cleaning the sidelines too well. Like she's getting too much, attention being the best sideline cleaner or whatever. It's just one of those things that, because just like you said, he goes to her concerts, he sings every song, and he's the best boyfriend in the world. She goes to his his games or whatever, and she's pretty much the devil just walking around. So it's that double standard that, if you have been in the business world, I know Colleen has, I know Devin has been, like you get that hate. You really do get that hate unapologetically. You can't be too pretty. You have to be pretty enough, but like not too pretty. You have to stand by his side, but you can't shine too hard. So it just goes back to, and we said it earlier, like it's a man's world, and we've accepted that respectfully. We understand our role. It is a man's world, but at the same time, it's like how much can one person, can that sex take when it comes to like putting them down, and just like Colleen said earlier, other girls and other people like seeing that happen, like that's not that that's not great for other like young girls coming up being like, okay, well, I guess I could be like as great as my boyfriend, but not too much, because I want to keep all of the attention on him. And because respectfully, there's not a lot of other NFL wives that are on her platform at all. So I'm guessing they're trying to promote the story that you just need to fall into that place of just being a significant other and just being quiet.
Well,
But
and that's depend. Go ahead, Carly.
I was just gonna note though, one thing that Colleen said that I think is great, of like little girls are learning like football. I think that's awesome because I think it expands women's hobbies in general. Because I think for the most part, and I'm just thinking about like me growing up and like now, I feel like I think about my brothers, and my brothers are in their 30s and they still actively like partake in their hobbies of video games or whatever it is. But for me, I think growing up, my hobbies were like playing house, playing Barbies, like taking care of people.
Mm-hmm.
And so now it's like, how do I implement that as an adult? I do it for real and I take it, so it's like, and I think it's women. I think it's so great when women have actual hobbies, whether it's like painting or, whatever, because as we get older, to have those things that kind of still link us to childhood, I think is really awesome, and just to expand. And so I just think it's great of like, if it's football or basketball or video games or whatever that helps expand a woman's hobbies, and that it's something they can carry with them. Like maybe this girl found out she enjoys football because her favorite singer Taylor Swift's boyfriend's a football player and she learned, and now this is something she'll continue to do throughout life. Because I just think like men, they are able to hold on, like they are encouraged to have hobbies younger, like actual hobbies, I guess, like football, video
They can
games.
stick it through, yeah.
And it's something that they carry with them. My brother is 35 and still plays video games and still finds time to play video games. But like for me, I feel like I've kind of fallen out of my hobbies because they were playing Barbies, playing house, playing take care of my baby doll. You know what I mean? Just so I think it's great that you had mentioned that you had heard that. I think that's awesome.
Well, because the point is for us to coexist. Like, why people aren't cheering that on more? That like, hey, like Travis is bringing, or going to Taylor's concert, and everybody's co-mingling together. Like, why can't we see that as like this beautiful thing? Because again, like Nadine said, it feels like an attack on women, and we look at it so deeply because they're not attacking like what's actually doing this. The marketing team is doing this. The channel, whatever channel football's on. Whoever is paying the most money to stream it on their service. I think it's Paramount Plus or something weird now that the Super Bowl is going to be airing on or something. So it's all like just a way for them to make money. But why attack Taylor Swift? Because she's the weaker sex of the two, or because boys just want to watch their football and leave them alone, and
boys
they
don't
want to feel like men.
boys don't want to just watch their football. Like the amount of people that show up solely for the halftime show, like get out of here. Football, respectfully,
Well,
is
the
boring as fuck.
commercial, the
Like
cheerleaders, the
yeah, let's be honest. Football is boring as fuck. It's just you blow the
I don't think they
whistle,
think that.
everyone gets into a collision. You blow the whistle again, collide. We move 2 inches to the left. Blow the whistle again, headbutt. I'm sorry. I enjoy basketball all day long. Football to me is, once more, I enjoy if a person gets the ball at a certain point and they're able to run it all the way down, like beautiful. Like you defeated like 18 people passing by. You're the greatest. God bless. But as far as the blowing the whistle, colliding, blowing the whistle, colliding, respectfully, if Taylor Swift is their only problem, like football is boring as fuck. I'm sorry. It's just it's accidents with men's heads all day long. Most of
That's what
these,
they like.
I mean, I've been watching it for quite some time, but like most of these quarterbacks, a lot of the plays don't even last long. If you really truly like watch it, somebody throws the ball, somebody catches it, somebody knocks that person down. Okay, blow the whistle. Let's all get back in a line again. Let's all. So in theory, I get why you're picking on her because your game can be so respectfully. Nonetheless, I don't want the. Actually, I'm okay with whatever group comes after me. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm apologetic. So no, I'm not. I'm not. So like it's already a tough game to follow, hands down. So if they want to put her on this like whatever pedestal and they want to make her the villain or the greatest point, because how many? So let's switch it over to basketball. How many wives? Even if I've never seen them spend so much time on. There's billionaires that go watch basketball games. By the way, how much time do they spend like on a footage of a billionaire at a like on the floor? Like probably 2 seconds. Oh, such and such is here in the building, right? So and then they immediately like go back to the game. So as far as I'm concerned, why is it that basketball can highlight, okay, such and such is in the building, okay, zero point 0.2 seconds, and then like let's get back to the game. Whereas football, it's like because they know the game is boring. That is why they're focused on
Well,
everything but the game sometimes.
Taylor Swift is a big deal. Like that's hard for like she's above average. Like and so like that's why like and showing Adam Sandler at a Knicks game, like that's not going like ooh okay, oh it's Adam Sandler. That's not Taylor Swift. So maybe that's why it's just because she's on such a big scale.
Like I said, Deb, like there has been billionaires at games, and it's not that much attention unless they get hit in the head with the ball or something like that, and then it becomes an issue. But there's not that much attention placed on them. Even when one particular, Colleen knows what I'm talking about, even when one that was on the sideline got into a situation or whatever, they got into a scuffle. Yeah. They ended up blaming what the player for it. The player had to apologize. The player had to go through all that. Meanwhile, he was the one I'll say respectfully, he was the one that like what, did he catch the ball and hold on to it or something like that?
He no. So I mean, Matt Ishbia. We'll just drop it.
Colleen,
He
go ahead and just throw that out there.
He owns the Phoenix Suns, and I used to work for Matt Ishbia's company. And so that's why we all heard about it, was because it got on TV, and basically one of the players, the ball I don't remember. Basically, the guy was all up in Matt Ishbia's face, and then Matt kind of like grabbed the ball and like held it from him. So there was like some controversy on the internet and stuff. But Nadine, first of all, everything that you said about the colliding and the not colliding was absolutely hilarious, and I think that needs to be a clip in itself. I think honestly, you should coach football or something.
And I want to coach football. Thank you so much, Colleen. I'm very happy.
Don't hype her up like that, Colleen. Don't.
No, thank you. I'm so happy that you brought. Like, thank you for co-signing.
Don't get too excited, because I was just gonna proceed to say that I love all that you said, but I strongly disagree with you. I genuinely think that for the most part, well, first of all, what you were saying about the celebrities being shown in basketball games, I think that's different. That's like, like Kim Kardashian showing up to a Lakers game or whatever. Like the Taylor Swift is Travis Kelce's girlfriend. Like she's showing up to every game, and you bet your ass if Justin Bieber starts doing horseback riding, horse racing, or whatever, playing cricket. I'm going to every single one of those games. I'm showing up for my man. And it's not because I genuinely love the sport, it's because I genuinely love him. But I do think that most of these people genuinely do love the game of football. I think that it actually is, I have to say, I'm very grateful for being grown up around mostly men my entire life because I think that I do understand the game of football. And there's some like little like calls here and there that I don't quite understand. But especially with the Lions doing so well this year, I got really into football and I genuinely enjoyed watching the games and I
I
was
do too.
understanding what was
I do.
happening, you know. And so I do feel like for a majority of people out there, there is a genuine love for the game, and maybe
It is
it's just
life.
like a, and I completely agree. If she was not a successful, beautiful young woman, people wouldn't care. If they were showing Betty White, like no one would give a shit. If Betty White
I
was
wouldn't care.
resting
I
face,
enjoy Betty. On the contrary, I mean,
yeah,
she passed
she's
away way
dead,
too
right?
She's
young.
badass. Yeah, she did pass away,
Yeah,
but Betty was an icon.
yeah.
She was an icon. But you know, like if she was dating or married to one of the coaches and they showed Betty White at every game, everyone would be like, Betty, you know, like people would be like chanting Betty, you know, like that's just how I think.
Well, and not to cut you off, but you made a point way earlier on Colleen, and I think, I mean, people of all ages watch football, but like you were saying, with the older generation, I don't think they understand it as much when Taylor Swift is, because even like famous people, like older famous people, it was never to the extent that famous people are now. You know, like just with like the surge of social media and all of that. So I think it's hard for them to even grasp that Taylor Swift is as huge as she is, because famous people in their generation were never, you know, like I can't even think of someone, but older famous people were never even to this extent because there wasn't social media, so they don't understand. Like they're like, okay, it's this singer, you know, because but they don't realize she is just huge and like people worship her. Like, she is, and you know, like
But with what Carly's saying, I completely understand. Like, what both Carly and Colleen, as far as the older like generation, they really do show up for the game. Respectfully, like they are about football. But I feel like unfortunately for them, we're in 2024 where football is not just football. Like they're selling so many more things like during the game. So the game in itself has become diluted, for lack of better words, where they're not solely focused on like what's going on the field. They're trying to sell greater enterprises. Like everybody has their agenda. So it breaks my heart because Colleen, you're absolutely right. Carly, you're absolutely right. They go for that purpose, the older crowd, because like they just want to be in the stands. They pay for the seats. They want to experience the feeling of the crowd, the loudness, the roar, the everything. However, in this day and age, as far as they're concerned, they're trying to get a like. So in order for them to get a like, they're going to promote the person that has like probably like the highest likes or whatever, because they know most people don't understand all of the calls for football. So if they say that Taylor Swift is here, you're far more inclined to watch the game just because she's there, you know, as opposed to actually enjoying the game for what it's genuinely designed for. Because I actually enjoy football for what it's genuinely designed for. Aside from the clashing. Once more, I'm a basketball fan forever. But football, I watch, and it's enjoying. Like, it's satisfying, the accidents and everything. But,
But
and like to piggyback, I'm sorry, Devin, just real quick and then you go. To piggyback what off Nadine was saying too is also even the players. Like you see them in all of these commercials doing all, they're also
thank you.
well, they have
Thank you.
to have a social media presence
Great
now.
point.
Football players years ago did not have to worry about having a social media presence. Like that wasn't a thing. So this is a
I am
win-win.
so
it's more than
go
just football for
They're making
everything.
money. This is all about money at the end of the day. The team is making money. Taylor's making money. It's all like they're all in cahoots, and we're all, because we're talking about it, it's a win-win for them. Whether it hurts Taylor's
Patrick
feelings,
Mahomes.
Huh?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just, Carly, that's a great point because Patrick Mahomes is on every single commercial.
Geico
He's
or
on
Progressive. There's an insurance company
Subway.
they're on,
I can't listen to
Subway.
him talk. I can't. His
Uh,
voice sounds like
Everything.
what was that old show, Eastbound and Down? Have any of you watched that?
no.
Oh,
No.
I forgot the actor's name. I'll look him up later, but his name was Kenny Powers on the show. And once I send you guys this clip, he sounds just like Pat. Like his voice is country. He's country, right?
I enjoy a good country boy.
You
He looks like he can like chase chickens and shit. I enjoy a good country man. I think I want a country man because I don't have any life skills.
Oh my.
So I really want a
That's
country
not
man to
true.
go out there
You
and
should
like
get a country
chase
man.
chickens,
She just
bring
loves a
back
man's
that.
man. That's all.
No, I do. I need like a full beard, country guy, like boots. You know what I mean? Like, but don't bring the boots in my house because I have like really light floors.
You don't
But
take
like
her to the rodeo.
good boots.
I keep trying to take her to
you can just
Texas.
time to time. Yeah, get down how you feel, but I need a good country guy. So if that's the case, if he talks country, I need to go to the South. Granted, they would probably kick me out of the South because I'm a little too Floridian for them. But I want a good country man that can teach or not teach me. I want to watch him from the windows, like go kill the chicken, but don't kill the chicken in front of me.
Why?
No, I'm very sensitive. Like I don't want to see you kill the chicken in front of me, but like kill the chicken out back and then clean it up and then bring it to me and then tell me that it just fell down from the heavens, stuff like that. I like that.
Nadine just learned a year ago that like the eggs we eat, that was a baby chicken. Like what?
I was terrified.
Well, technically, they're not fertilized, so they're.
Go ahead.
They're not fertilized because if they were fertilized, then they would be.
But if they weren't, then they would have continued down the life path, correct?
If they were fertilized, then yes, they would have continued down.
So what's the white stuff in the little white stuff in the egg? Isn't that not like sperm?
I told Nadine that was
Hey Siri,
a chicken abortion.
Wait,
what's the white stuff?
And she did not like that.
Well, because
chickens have sex every time they lay eggs.
Some eggs you receive can have like but those were fertilized. So like chickens can lay eggs without having a rooster, but if the rooster is involved, then that egg that the chicken lays will make another baby chicken or rooster. But a chicken doesn't need a rooster to lay. I know all of this because my brother's wife her family has chickens and they give us eggs and all of this. And so when a chicken
fresh eggs. Ugh.
When a chick is first born, you don't know if it's going to be a rooster or a chicken. You have to wait a little bit. And so they are always like, we don't want roosters because we don't want them fertilizing our chickens. And so, yeah, they go with
Whoa.
Mind blown.
Right? That is crazy.
Isn't that crazy? Well, I think we can tie that into our episode because I had a lot of we don't need a man. I'm just kidding.
Let's tie this right, Devin. We don't need no man. I'll fertilize these eggs, my God.
You know what? Thank you so much, Carly. Because and usually I would never tell Carly thank you. By the way, let's just pause for a moment and
yeah, can we pause and
let's just
where are the hearts?
Yeah, let's pause and everyone document this timestamp because I would never thank Carly, but. It is not fertilized. So, Devin, what happened to me at your house? I think you and Bill owe me an apology because
we told her you guys abortions.
No, you guys traumatized me. You guys told me what happened.
She was so upset.
According to Carly and Google, you guys owe me an apology. They're not fertilized eggs. I thought I was eating babies.
I lied to you.
Sometimes a fertilized egg can slip in, I believe, but that you'll know because it'll have like chicken. You'll know.
We'll discuss our friendship, Devin, later. We'll discuss our friendship. Let's stick to Taylor.
I broke her heart that day. She was devastated.
No. My heart is not broken. Right now, I'm experiencing this deception, but that's neither here nor there. But go ahead.
If women could fertilize their own eggs,
bro,
we would be unstoppable. And you're right, Devin. I think that's a good segue back into what we were talking about. But like I was saying, like I do feel like because she is so successful, she's so beautiful, she's so talented, she's way richer than all these other losers out here. I will say, like I want to really
I think that is what matters, is she is so much richer than so many men.
Well, and I had to like be reminded not to generalize, because it does feel like it's just so many men attacking this poor woman. It's just like, so then it's like, obviously I think as women we're, deeper, we feel all these things and we're taking it super personal, but I don't think every man has that. Like, I do Uber and Lyft, and so I asked one guy who was decked down 49ers gear. San Francisco is very excited right now. The city is literally every day, like, sorry Colleen, sorry, but I'm pretty excited. I don't
Colleen,
know.
I can see half of your face. Come back. Okay.
So
Okay, come.
San
Wait, come
Francisco's
back. I
very
can see half of
excited.
your.
I
Go
get my
ahead.
drink pen for that one
You're so
to get
cute.
a drink. I don't want to talk about football anymore.
All
No,
right, anyways, but I asked this
Okay.
guy how he felt about the Taylor Swift situation, and he was just like, I don't care. And so it's just like, it's funny how, I don't know if you guys, like you said, you talked to Chris earlier, but I feel like, men are just really annoyed, but then also, how can we not make it so deep? Like, we can keep it super lighthearted and be like, okay, whatever, like, this isn't a big deal. Give her 30 seconds and then keep it moving. But I think you can get so
I think
deep is the thing on this topic of
no,
like
it's
how
everybody
women
makes
feel.
everything. Our
Huh?
generation makes everything so deep, and it's
Yes.
so annoying. The amount of things that we make deep that are like shallow. It's not that deep, but I don't know if it's because we haven't read a book in a long time. But our generation makes everything a trend and everything like
I relate.
relevant. When in theory, it's not. It's not that deep. The girl goes to her boyfriend's games. It's not that deep. We have greater issues. Like we have wars going on right now. Who cares who goes to the game? That's a seat that's filled.
But
Like,
I will say, in defense to that, some people don't, like, maybe it's easier for them to focus on something a little more lighthearted. Does anyone else?
who gave me balloons?
what was that
Sorry,
for?
everybody. We just saw balloons pop up on Nadine's screen, and
Oh,
not an appropriate
but
moment.
very
It's a celebration. Go ahead.
I am curious to think of, maybe people are focusing on this so hard to not think about all of the negative things going on in the world
That's
of the
true.
wars and things like that. And then I wanted to state, I read.
No, but Carly, in theory, they are creating more negative energy. If they were saying, "Oh my God," like, so I think once more, it's just a lot of bored, depressed people who don't have a lot going on, which is the majority, that are taking this
Are they
situation and
bored
they're
or are
making
they
a
angry?
whole new cycle.
Maybe they're angry
So
because of everything going on, so people feel extra aggressive right now.
I don't
I
know.
think if social media needs to be like inaccessible for a full 24 hours. Well, no, more than 24 hours, 72 hours, because the first 24, you have people that are panicking, trying to commit suicide, whatever, whatnot. But I think once we get to hour 72, like closer to that point, it'll force you to do something else. It'll force you to be an active citizen in like in society, an actual person where we don't read anymore, we don't do anything. Why are there several news cycles about who's sitting in the stands? Like, there are greater issues as a country. Once more, a different episode, but as a country, we are a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you watch our news cycles in comparisons to any other country, we are a joke. We're upset about Taylor. They're like, we are a joke right now. If they wanted to attack us hardcore, they could. You want to know why? Because we're too busy wondering what jersey Taylor's going to wear, who's going to design it, how they're going to design it. But then when she comes out, we're going to be upset about it because it's Taylor. God forbid she looks like she's matching, or like, what shade of red is she wearing? Is it a true red? Like, we're truly distracted. The bigger picture is no one has any true purpose anymore. Everybody is just sitting there and they're consumers. They're consuming what's going on online, and everybody is this full what do you call those people? The people that sit in their basements, their mom's basements all day, and they're online, like lames, whatever.
Oh,
I don't know.
keyboard warriors.
Oh.
Oh
I
wow,
like
that's
that. That's a
beautiful.
nice name.
That's beautiful. Colleen gave them dignity. Keyboard warrior. And they have all of this. Like, they have the most like the courage, the things that they say when you read the comments. You're just like, dude, like, and then when you Google, like, or you go deeper into like who this person is that could say this hardcore stuff to any person, you're like, dude, you live in your mom's basement. So what gives you the platform? What gives you the right to speak ill? So as I was telling Devin earlier, either way, as a woman, if you do, it's a problem. If you don't do, it's a problem. If you if you work, it's a problem. If you don't work, it's a problem. If you're the best, it's a problem. If you're not the best, it's a problem. It goes down to all the. I'm sorry.
It's that Barbie speech, you know.
It's that Barbie, like, once, and I watched that, and it hurts your feelings because when you think about those things, and if you're a deep thinker and you truly go into it, it could lead you to like depression. But I was once told by a guy, okay, that as women we take men too seriously. Men are dogs, and what do you do with dogs? You train dogs. Dogs, like, it. Once more, that's another show. But
I wish everyone could see my face right now, because that
no, they
should
can't.
be a
They
whole
can't.
other show.
No,
Fuck
they
that.
can't.
But
They can. Men are simpletons. So
You're right.
why
You
are we
are
giving all of this prestige and airtime and everything for mediocrity, for lack of better words?
I think what men are upset about is because women, it is a good time in the world to be a woman. Like, no matter how much people want to hate on us, like, if we would take our power back, we would get more out of life that we truly desire. But we try to compete with men. We're trying to be better than them. We're trying to outshine them. But like, we have that space to be safe and be heard and seen. They're upset because they feel like football is their thing. And it is mostly men. There are women involved, but it's mostly men. And they're not given that safe place of just like, I just want to watch football. And I just want to feel like, just watch the game. And they feel, or at least one, that aggression and everything they take out onto the field, that is like a true desires of a man, to just be like that colliding and whatever. And so like, where's the balance of making sure women feel heard and seen, of like, hey, just don't talk trash about Taylor Swift if you have a daughter, like, be mindful that she's hearing you hate so hard on this woman, but also where we can respect the opinion of men, of be like, this is how we fucking feel, like, and that's how they feel. They just feel annoyed. I can't take it personally as a woman, which I did all day long today, talking to different men. I literally got into my feelings with every single one of them. But why am I taking it so personally when they literally just want to watch each other bang their heads? Like, that's it.
But I feel like there's a time and a place for everything. I blame the networks. I blame everything because they are entitled to their feelings. Colleen, you're right. Carly, you're right. Devin, you're right. Because they do tune in to watch the game respectfully.
Yeah, they understand it. They know it.
Yeah,
they know the players. Their heart is in it. You know?
Yeah. The true issue is not with the game or her, whatever. The true issue is with, like, the higher powers, the powers that are telling them, hey, focus on this person, because they have their agenda.
We need to expose
Respectfully,
them.
I would want to watch a game just to watch the game. I would want to do whatever just to watch it. So they're not wrong. We're not wrong. It's just, I think earlier, like, if it wasn't Colleen, it was Devin that mentioned, just like, in the sense of a word, compartmentalize. If we're watching football, keep it football. Mm-hmm. If we're watching concerts, keep it concert. Let's not commingle. Let's not spend, 3 or 4, 20 seconds watching who came to see said person. Let's focus on the game. Let's stop advertising who's in the stands, and let's focus on who's on the field, who's actually, hurting themselves, putting their lives at risk, doing all those things. And it's not a marketing thing, because those guys risk their lives. I would never want to be a football player, nor will I ever date a football player ever again, because they're not right in the head. Ever again. No. So, like, they get hit and they're never right again. So, like, why don't we focus on that as opposed to who's in the fields? Who cares who's in the fields? They paid for their seat. Who cares? Let's focus on the guys so they can stop hating on us and we can move forward.
But they know people are going to thrive off of that, and then that's more money for them. And
no, but you're feeding it, and it's almost like going to the zoo. You don't feed the animals, right?
But the world that we live in, they're going to do that because they're going to make money from it. So
I definitely have to feed a giraffe when I go to the zoo.
Well, then you're part of the problem, Devin. You don't feed the animals. You don't feed them. That's why
They
you're
let you
probably
feed
the
the
reason why.
animals at the zoo.
No, I do not. Because there's a sign that says don't feed the animals.
We wanted to rescue that polar bear at the Detroit Zoo. Colleen, that Detroit Zoo needs to be shut down. The polar bear was so
I
sad.
know.
But anyways,
Yeah, the
I
polar.
know.
that's another episode. We'll
Yeah.
save the animals on another episode. But yeah, how can we like get men to understand like women are taking it personal? Just shut up. But then also women just like
Don't take it
I'm
personal.
trying. I'm trying so hard to understand and not take it personally myself because I could get so deep with it, but I want to be lighthearted with it where it's just like leave it about football. Like it's an exciting time. Like just leave it about football. I
I
don't know.
think the best thing we can do, and I'll leave my thoughts with this. I disagree with Nadine. I think give her more damn screen time. You know what? Fuck all these
Okay.
guys. Show her more.
Okay.
Because you know what?
Your
Honestly,
dad,
at the end of the day,
your dad is gonna disown you. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I save this clip.
no,
No. He's gonna
Okay,
disown
Colleen.
you because you. But go ahead. I'm gonna make sure I
no.
timestamp it. What?
Yeah,
40
let her
seconds.
talk.
Go ahead.
Let me
Go
First
ahead,
of
Colleen.
all, my dad is so out of touch with that whole spectrum of life. If I still brought up Taylor Swift, he'd be like, "Who? Like, oh, that blonde girl that they keep showing." Like, he is like so not like that. But and I feel like a majority of who we're talking about, I don't think they are men with daughters. I do think a majority of men that are hating on this are just like,
Well, I
regular
hope they
dudes
have.
that don't have families. Yeah, like they don't have daughters to make impressions on. And I'm just making a general statement. But I don't think it should matter. And I think honestly, in order to shut up all the guys, like we shouldn't take it so personally because I do think women take things very personally. That's just what we do. But in order to like we're giving them exactly what they want, which is a reaction. You know what I mean? So let Taylor Swift get her screen time. Don't get upset about it. Like she's over here living her best freaking life. You know what I mean?
She's
like
in
I
love.
grew up. I want to be just like her. Go
She
ahead.
is in love.
Exactly. Like she's probably just fine. You know, she might shed a tear here and there, but like I'm gonna make an assumption that she's okay. So like
Absolutely.
I think we can all be okay too, and maybe just like not give a reaction to it because, and that's so like contradicting because we're making a whole podcast about it.
But it's
You
the
know,
most loving
I'm just
response.
saying.
If you want
Yes,
like
PSA.
yeah,
Let's stop acting like we care. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because
rooted in love.
it's lovely.
What is the rooted in love
Don't
answer?
feed the animals. Don't stop feeding the hate. Stop the hate.
Yes.
Don't feed the animals at the zoo. Stop like hashtag I stand with you, Taylor. That's all I have to say on the matter.
Let the girl live. Let her be in love.
Yeah.
Let her be in love. There's so little love. There's so little genuine love, for lack of better words. There's so little genuine love. If this is her season of love, let that girl love him. Let
How
her
can you
show
hate
up
on
for
that?
everything.
They look so happy.
Like,
Whether they break up next week or not, and like Colleen said, maybe it's just another song, but it's just like, damn, it's cute to look at. They're cute.
It is. It is. I love love. I love love. So just let them be them. Just show up for the game, spill beer all over yourself, probably get into a fight with the person sitting next to you and enjoy the game. Who cares, you know?
We should do a whole podcast of just Nadine explaining the game of football and how that works. Because
Yes,
honestly,
it was
Line up, collide.
I think any male listeners are absolutely appalled at the way that she
They are
described
appalled. Let me tell you
football,
what
and
happened.
that's okay.
One time, you are absolutely right. I am the worst person when it comes to football. I went to a football game, and I remember sending like this clip to my ex, and I was like, "Oh my god, they just had a touchdown." He was like, "No, that's not a touchdown. That's something else." And he broke it down. I said, "So I'm cheering in the bleachers for no fucking reason?" And he's like, "Yeah, I hate to tell you, you are." And I said, "Well, I'm very happy that the boy brought the ball because it was high school. And like he ran, like you should have saw his heart. He had courage." He's like, I'm happy that you saw the courage, but that wasn't a true touchdown or whatever." I forgot what he said. I have to like go back through his text messages or whatever. But yes, I would be the best person to, and intelligently, if that's a word, talk about football. I think people would just like laugh and just be like,
recording
"Dude,
you
she's..."
on Sunday. Watch the game. We're 100%.
Oh, I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna jump up and down while they do stuff. Like I can record on my Nest and you'll see me super active because I get emotional. I like both teams. I'm never for one team, by the way. I'm for both teams. Whoever wins is my team. Okay, I'm loyal to the winner. Hashtag winner. So when people are like, "Oh, I'm going for this team. I'm going for that team," I don't have time to buy 2 jerseys. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna not buy 2 jerseys. I'm gonna root for the winner. Okay, and then the winner gets my heart, and then that's it for the rest of the week. But I'm not buying specialized jerseys. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Well, Taylor and Travis win it all, I think.
Yeah.
To sum up,
do. Yeah.
They're the winners.
To wrap it up, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Let them live, let them love. It's all good in the hood, and
the heart's popped up again.
But yeah, I feel like everyone needs to just chill out, take a chill pill, listen to a Taylor Swift song,
smoke a joint, whatever you gotta do. Just
go for a walk, get some fresh air, read a book.
Go for a walk.
Just go outside. Stop. Enough.
Yeah, get off your phone. How about nobody on Sunday post anything? Like that's the rule. On Sunday, day of rest. No social media. That's everyone's weekly challenge.
I'm excited to watch like the Super Bowl with some guy that I'm talking to or whatever. We don't know. But I'm excited to watch the Super Bowl with him because I really truly want to see, because he has no idea that I'm a barbarian when it comes to competitions.
Did you just call herself a barbarian?
What?
I told you that. A respectful one that wears Chanel's pearls.
Nadine has awareness.
That was a respectful one.
I'm not living in denial. I am a barbarian. Like, have you heard me speak? Like, I'm a barbarian, but I embrace it. I'm okay with it. And it comes out more during games. So like my mouth is filthy. I just want to add that. It's filthy. It's horrible. It's bad. But I'm looking forward to the Super Bowl so I can talk shit and I can talk about, like, this person needs to be thrown away and like trashed. Who's going traded for
who? Who's cheering for what teams?
I'm cheering for both teams. Food.
What, Carly?
I'm going for the Super Bowl food.
I'm here for the snacks, okay? Carly's family has the best Super Bowl snacks of all time. If you want to eat, you go to Carly's house at a Super Bowl. Like, it is.
So hold a moment. So if your family is good at Super Bowl, why did you invite me for your birthday? Why did you do that?
What do you mean?
Okay, so Carly's going for the snacks. Colleen, who'd you say? The 49ers, right?
I said I'm not watching the Super Bowl this year. Probably I'm going on strike.
Colleen from Detroit.
She is in a straight depression. No, I'm just kidding. I'm rooting for Taylor Swift's team. I want Taylor Swift's team to win. So that's where I'm at.
Go Taylor Swift.
So we ended on that. Go Taylor Swift's team.
She's gonna get canceled after this episode. She's rooting for Taylor. Like, who says that? She's gonna get canceled, guys.
I like that. I like it. I support that.
That is hilarious.
Colleen, tell Chris they're gonna burn your house down. Prepare yourself.
Chris just texted me and said, "My team is the winning team. I root for the winner," in all laughing faces.
He's like me. We root for winners.
He's quoting you. He can hear you upstairs.
He's quoting you. We got to make sure it's quotes of Nadine on there. Coming soon.
Yes.
I'm married to
Taylor.
Winner.
Taylor Swift this Sunday. Cheers to Taylor.
So I kind of want the 49ers to win, kind of not, and I'll explain to you guys off.
Anyway, shut up, Devin. Go